Business Tip Friday. This business tip, it's not really a tip, it's just kind of like a truth bomb for some people. I get asked a lot on how to start an apparel company. And whether you're making your own apparel or you're buying somebody else's and reselling it, this is kind of the truth behind starting an apparel company, because I like to share my knowledge. And sometimes you can have all the tools, but it really takes an undying, burning desire to succeed to really make it work. So we were having a chat this week, and a young guy asks me, what if I buy 10 t-shirts, I sell those 10 t-shirts, and then I use the 10 t-shirts to buy another 20. Well, the problem with this is not everybody's the exact same size. That's the first problem. And it might sound obvious, but the odds are that you're never going to sell 10 t-shirts. Realistically, you'll only sell 6. So you have to consider that 4 of those t-shirts either are gifted to a friend for promotional use. They could be damaged in shipping. They could be defective, or who knows what. There's usually a number of reasons that about 40% of your clothing merchandise will not be sold and will not be profited from, and you'll have to take a loss. So if you buy 10 t-shirts, you have to price them in such a way that if you only sold 6, you need to buy more. And how does that more look? Well, if you can get away with it, you'll price it so that you can sell 6 and buy another 20, maybe. But that all depends on your cost of the product. So that's just kind of what happens. And you might have a large friend list, but the funny thing is when you're selling apparel, there's going to be some friends that will support you and think it's cool, but there's a lot that just won't. So you have to devise a plan to sell your clothing to people that are not your friends. That's the only way it's going to work. And that's kind of really it in a nutshell. You have to build in the failure parts, because if you don't build in the failure parts, it'll just fail like really fast. And if you can build in those failure parts, your pricing's good, and you have a network outside your friends' network, it's gonna work. The other thing is I get asked a lot from supplement stores. They want to buy merchandise and sell it. We've been selling gas clothing in Canada for 18 years. I've never once seen a supplement store buy gas clothing and be able to sell it, solely for the fact that people want variety. People don't want, to see a rack of 5 tank tops in the same color and in the same size. So the only way a clothing store works is if it's a clothing store only. And that's what we do at Gymstar, is we are a clothing store first and foremost. And then based on supply and demand, we might have some other things here or there, but this year we completely gave up selling all supplements, and we're solely focused on only selling clothing and the accessories around lifting: belts, straps, wraps, things like that. Anyways, that's my tip for Friday. If anybody wants to go deep on that or has any questions, send me a DM.